This is Noreen Chase, Community Manager of the SocialbizUG group. Thank you for joining me today because I have a very special guest. Today I am interviewing our featured IBM champion, Mark Leusink. Mark has been awarded the title of IBM Champion multiple times, and so I am looking forward to this interview to get to know a little bit more about Mark and have you join me in learning more about him. So let's get started. Hi, Mark. How are you today?
Hi, Noreen. I'm very fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Great.
So tell me, how long have you been involved with the IBM Notes and Domino products?
I've been involved with the product since about 1999, so that's for about 16 years. Back then, I started working when I got out of the university for a large system integrator as a consultant. I did that for about 4 years, and then in 2003, I started my own company where we built and marketed a e-learning cloud solution based on Domino. So I did that for about 7 years, and then back in 2010, so like 5 years ago, I sold that company, and I have been doing freelance work since then for about 5 years. So currently, I'm working for a number of as a freelance. I'm working for a number of national and both national and international clients throughout Europe, and I do a lot of work for them remotely. I've been doing a lot of web development with Notes Domino, so little Notes client development.
Mm-hmm.
When I started off, it was of course with the traditional Domino web development way, and I've been doing X pages since about 4 years. So since about the time that I started freelancing. And let's say for the past year or so, I'm also doing more and more work in the AngularJS area. So that's a JavaScript framework, and I'm using that more and more to develop solutions for my clients. I live in the Netherlands, so that's in Western Europe, and I'm also very active in the open source community, both related to Domino as well as non-Domino or non-IBM projects. People might know me from the Xpage debug toolbar that I created a couple of years ago. I've been involved with the Bootstrap for Xpage project, and I'm also a regular speaker at various user groups. So this year I spoke at Engage in Ghent, the ICS user group event in Bremen, and last January at Connected in Orlando. And like you said, I've been an IBM champion since I think it's since 2011, so for about 4 years.
Like 4 times?
Yeah, 4 times since the program was started.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
So definitely, you've been around the world. You've seen, Notes Domino being used in all different types of tech environments.
Yes.
What is it that you love most about the Notes Domino product?
Well, from a web developer's point of view, I very much like the fact that everything is integrated into a single server. The Domino server, like I said, I haven't used the Notes client much to do development, so I do most of my development work mainly on just on Domino, and I love the fact that it's really easy to install and you can start developing very, very quickly. I've done it a couple of times. You can install a Domino server in like 15 minutes, and out of the box you get a lot of functionality that if you're working with different servers, like what's popular at the moment with Node.js, then you need to find all kinds of open source projects to add stuff that you need, like getting a separate database and getting an authentication layer or an HTTP server or mail handling, and that's all built into Domino. So that's what I like most about the product.
So you told us what you like most about the products. If there was one thing you could change about the product, what would you change?
Well, I'm a Mac user since about 2 years, so the easy answer would probably be to have Designer running on my Mac natively.
Huh.
But there are really, I like my setup the way it is now, and I'm using a Windows VM to do my Designer development work, and I'm pretty happy with that solution. The other answer to the question would be that I would love for Domino to be marketed differently. Currently, it's mainly marketed as a mail solution, and I would love for Domino to get more attention as a web development platform or as an application server with lots of functions all built in. And yeah, I think that considering what you get out of the box and what's all built into that single server install, it's getting way too much attention in that specific market space. So I'd love for IBM to have it marketed more as a web development platform.
Very interesting. That's an interesting perspective. And with all this talk about going to cloud and the Internet of Things, what do you see as the future for IBM Notes and Domino?
For me personally, I see two roles. So one role would be as a web application server, and that can of course be on premises, or the stuff that they're currently working on is making X pages available through IBM Bluemix. So that's one way that I see a future for Domino. The other one would be as a very stable and mature backend database or application server with a built-in NoSQL SQL database. So those are the two roles that I see for Domino in the future, and those are also the roles that I will be using the product in.
Thank you very much. That's all the time we have today for today's interview. So thank you, Mark, for joining me and giving us all a little bit of insight into who you are and what you do.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us. In the description section of the video, I have Mark's Twitter handle, so you can follow him on Twitter. Thank you for joining us, and make